Today's readings: Genesis 41, Job 7, Mark 11, Romans 11. We're going to spend our time in Genesis today. It's been a while since we've done that. We've been going through Genesis since the beginning of the year. The end is in sight, another 9 days. And chapter 41 is the turning point in Joseph's life, where things that were not good take a new turn. And it says at the beginning of chapter 41, after 2 years, then Pharaoh dreamed. After 2 years? 2 years after what? Well, after 2 years, when there was a cupbearer and a baker in prison who had dreams, that Joseph was able to tell them what their dreams meant and ask them, the cupbearer, to tell Pharaoh that, hey, there's this guy in prison, and he didn't. And so it's been 2 years. And then Pharaoh has a dream, and no one can figure it out. And the cupbearer, verse 9, says, I remember my offenses today. When Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put me and the chief baker in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, we dreamed on the same night, he and I, each having a dream with its own interpretation. A young Hebrew was there with us, a servant of the captain of the guard. When we told him, he interpreted our dreams for us, giving an interpretation to each man according to his dream, and as he interpreted it to us, so it came about. I was restored to my office, and the baker was hanged. And so they called Joseph, and he's told the dream, and right away Joseph makes something clear. Notice verse 16. Joseph answered Pharaoh, it is not in me. God will give Pharaoh a favorable answer. Verse 25, the dreams of Pharaoh are one. God has revealed to Pharaoh what he is about to do. Verse 28, it is that I told Pharaoh, God has shown to Pharaoh what he is about to do. And verse 32, the doubling of Pharaoh's dream means that the thing is fixed by God, and God will shortly bring it about. Long before the position and the power, there was the humility. And maybe there was that time in prison that's changed and matured Joseph from the young boy who told his whole family they're all going to bow down before him. And maybe it was always there, it just has come out in a little mature, more humble way, if you will. And so once he's before Pharaoh, he's taken every opportunity to declare and to make it known that this is a work of God, that God's got a plan, and God's acting on it. And so he's not looking for position or power. He's looking to be faithful. Now, in all that, God's ordained it that Joseph's going to rise to power, and he's going to get a position. He's going to be over, second in command. It didn't start that way, right? We looked at his story long ago, and what we know, what Joseph's story tells us, is that God's at work even when we don't see it, even if it takes years. The point in all that was not for Joseph to get bitter. Where's God and what has he done for me lately? The point, of course, is to keep trusting, knowing that there's things God's got for you to learn, to grow in. There's the right timing. A slew of things that are possible in this life. And so Joseph, when given opportunity, did some cool things. And in those things, he acknowledged it's the hand of the Lord. He acknowledged God's on the move. God's got a plan. He was just a servant. And it's a great reminder for us. Whatever your position or station, it may not be what it's going to be in 10 years or 15 years or 40 years. So develop that servant heart now. Don't think that it'll just show up one day. It's in process in all of us. And hopefully it comes out in all of us as we serve others and serve the Lord. Till next time, keep growing little by little.